Pollock, and Mayfield. So I honestly think that this is kind of a safety net.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too.
Yeah,
like,
it's a veteran presence.
We didn't,
and
also we didn't really need it to.
Yeah, you really didn't.
We didn't really need it.
I mean, like, granted, I think the biggest thing the Islanders will do this offseason is signing John Tavares, but
here's hoping.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not jumping, off the floor with this deal. I'm just not. I think it's a nice move. It's for experience and for safety, but I don't know. I'm just not crazy.
Also,
about
maybe if a defenseman gets hurt, you have some availability.
He might actually be the guy that could take over playing time if one of the young defensemen gets picked by Vegas.
There are friends of mine who like this pick, and there are friends of mine who didn't like this pick personally. I really liked it. I'm glad that he's coming back. He did play well last year. Didn't get a lot of attention, but he was always doing something on the ice.
He was plus 25 and plus minus.
He was really good defensively last season.
I just think it's safe. It's safe. It's a safe signing.
I agree.
It's depth.
It is depth. So the Canucks hired Travis Green to be their head coach. The former Islander was head coach of the Utica Comets of the AHL for the past 4 seasons. Can we just pause for a minute and realize that the Canucks AHL affiliate is in Utica, New York?
That's kind of weird.
That is ridiculous. Like, hey, Louie, you got to come up to Vancouver tonight. Great. It's 2 hours before game time. How exactly do you expect me to get here? I'll buy you a DeLorean. You can travel back in time. No, nothing.
Not your shining moment.
Ah, damn it!
Sound like Peter there for a moment.
Is that like Peter Griffin? So wing and a miss. But in all seriousness, Eleanor, what do you think of the hire?
I think it's a good hire. He's obviously good with the young players. Canucks have very good young players. They have Brock Boeser. They have Jake Virtanen. They have Thatcher Demko in goal.
Who I like.
I like him a lot. They have PK Subban's younger brother, Jordan, on defense. So I think it's a good hire. It'll be a tough couple of seasons developing the young players, and they're also going to be phasing out the Sedins.
Yeah, shopping them out.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something about Travis Green. He was one of the hottest coaching candidates in the
NHL.
NHL.
Lot for the reason that he's good with young players and he can develop them.
I like this move for the Canucks.
Yes.
I really
exactly
do.
what they need.
Yep. You are listening to Beyond the Game on the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm Jake Valk, sitting across from me, Dominic Arbolino, Eric Fischetti, and Brandon Johnson.
I'm back.
Number to call if you have something on your mind is 516-572-7440. Eleanor, thanks for helping us out with hockey, but we got to transition over to basketball. It is nearing an end, the first round, that is. But we still have some good Game 6s tonight. I mean, I'll be watching. Well, actually, no, I won't. I'll be watching day 2 of the draft.
Yeah, I know. I have to work. I'm going to get the bartender. I'm going to tell him, I'll be like, just put on ESPN. I'm not going to be watching TV.
No,
I get my
Network.
update. Well, no, ESPN does it too.
ESPN has it for an hour, and then they switch over to basketball.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah,
well,
true, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Either way.
So
It'll be competing with the Yankee game tonight.
Okay. All right, I can see that.
Because Gregorius is back in the lineup.
Yep. Down goes Pete Cosma.
Honestly, I watch all 3 days. I mean, tonight I can't watch because of work, but when I can, I watch all 3 days of the draft.
They live stream it on the NFL app, though, so that's going to help.
I only watch days 1 and 2.
Really?
That's all I do.
Because you can't forget about 4, 5, 6, and 7. That's where the good players come.
Yeah, but the coverage of it is so bad.
Yeah, no, it's terrible.
This is
I know.
like
it's
number 235.
Yeah, and
Brandon Johnson.
And it's
like nobody cares.
And the picks just keep coming. Like you can't even focus on one guy. Right when the guy gets taken, it's like, oh,
that's
pick
what I'm
in.
saying. They just run through the picks.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
I feel like that's when a lot of trade happens because it's such a later pick.
I'm just so into football that I can watch it. It's like.
I agree.
That's my sport to go to, easily.
So, we can't talk about the series that we know are going to happen because we don't know all the series that are going to happen. So, let's recap the first round.
Okay.
We'll start with Cavs-Pacers. Utter domination by the Cavs.
I mean, you couldn't ask for a better performance by LeBron. You know what I mean? He basically led that team to that victory. All 4 of those victories, man.
LeBron James, best player in the NBA.
It's true, but they're not going to give him MVP, of course, because Russell Russell Westbrook and his triple doubles are so
I'd
amazing.
rather Harden get it over LeBron though.
I'm still gonna
Of
pick
course.
Westbrook.
I'm just sticking with my pick. I'm still waiting for the
I
announcement.
said
to come
Isaiah
for
Thomas,
Westbrook.
so who knows?
All right,
Yeah,
T.
you went crazy.
Give it to
It's not,
little
a bad,
man.
it's not a bad pick.
Hey,
Right.
but also
Weird
what's
pick.
good is that if I'm right, I'm the only guy that chose him. So
Yeah, exactly.
I
That's
got
right.
like
Well,
I went for
I'll
James
tell
Harden,
You,
so-
I'll tell you, you called Jamal Adams to the Jets fairly early, and I had texted you that he wasn't going to be available.
Yep.
I was wrong. You were right.
yeah.
Yeah, that kills me to say.
Oh, good.
And then also, as Eric said before, I also called Deshaun Watson to the Texans.
Yes, you did.
He actually did. Like, I was at his house last night, and it was
By
before
the way,
the
Brandon,
trade.
did you get invited to that?
Clearly
I mean,
not.
I'm telling you,
It was just a couple of friends.
I lived-
together. We
I
need
lived
to do
close.
something together.
Yeah, we need
I
to.
lived
we need
close.
to.
I was at work.
I'm not that far from you.
But also, it wasn't like a huge party. It was three of my friends from school. That's really it.
I would have appreciated
I
the
know.
invite.
I know. I'm sorry, guys.
I mean, Brandon, we
Future
gotta...
plans.
I originally wasn't
We got
supposed to
Future
go
plans.
anyway.
It's all good.
I
Hey,
wasn't-
tell ya,
He kinda
I'll
just
tell ya,
found out,
you
like,
are
I just said it.
I will tell you, Brandon.
I wasn't originally supposed to go either.
You
just,
and
just
your
FYI.
brother, Brandon, are my mom's favorite friends of mine.
Yeah.
Wow.
She absolutely loves you guys. Every time I see her, it's, how's Brandon doing? How's Brandon doing? My grandmother
I
loves you.
appreciate that. Yeah.
It's like, I know she doesn't love you more than she loves me, but it's like,
Mm.
hey, Mom, can I get some attention, please?
Yeah.
I
it's just,
crave
it's
attention.
just the effect. Anytime I go to someone's house, I'm always polite and respectful.
You were
that's,
very
That's just how I am. That's how I was raised.
You're the
what I mean?
golden boy.
No, you're a class act, Brandon.
No, I appreciate
You
that.
really
Yeah,
are a
Thank
class
you.
act.
Thank you.
So Celtics Bulls, Game 6 tonight.
This is crazy.
Celtics.
I mean, you got to go with
Take
the
it.
Celtics now. I mean,
I
they're,
think
they're on
the
the streak.
I think the Celtics will close it out, but I'll tell you, this series has to worry you if you're a Celtics fan, because this was an inferior Bulls team that made the playoffs in the last game of the season, thanks
True.
to my Brooklyn Nets. They're going to face a better team in the second round, whether it's the Wizards or the Hawks, probably the Wizards. I'll tell you, they're beatable.
I think this is the thing.
They're vulnerable. That's what
That
it
is that is a great point. But they had a rough 2 games, and if they close it out tonight, they won 4 straight, and then I think they can really they're back with it. They're back in the way they were before. So I think that's the thing you got. Yes, they did have a terrible start to the series, but now if they win tonight, they won 4 straight, and they're cruising. So let's see what happens. I think obviously it's not going to go the same way next round, but they'll definitely. I don't think there's too much to worry about, but I can definitely understand the concern. That's a great point.
I breathed a sigh of relief after this game was over. Raptors Bucks. Oh man, I'll tell you.
They made it interesting.
I'll tell you. I thought the Bucks were going to pull it out because the Raptors were not playing well that series.
They weren't. And
Just look for the Bucks in the future.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Definitely.
I love watching Giannis play.
He's a Greek freak. He's
A Greek
crazy.
freak. He's
so
amazing.
entertaining.
Oh my goodness gracious!
What were you going to say, Brandon? Before I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I mean because Toronto, they have like a history of losing first round games, the first game. So I don't understand that. It's weird to me. But they've been playing all right. Like they had their moments, and sometimes they had the bad moments. But they're gonna be, I guess, scary to the Cavs. I don't know. The Cavs are looking good right now, but that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
heading into
Who do you
next round.
think is the Cavs' biggest threat now?
I'm
Because
sticking with my pick, Raptors over Cavs.
How do you
I'm
feel-
gonna stick
No.
with them.
how do you feel about Boston?
I have to stick with my pick. I picked it.
Raptors
the beginning,
over Cavs?
the beginning of the playoffs.
You did
I
say
picked-
that, though.
I
You did say
picked
that.
it, and I have to stick with it.
Okay.
It's like your favorite sports team. You have to stick with them, even if they're doing bad.
Of course.
You have to stick with your predictions, even if you know there's no chance in hell that it's going to happen.
All right.
With that in mind, Wizards Hawks. This has been a fun
Wizards.
series.
I mean, you got to go with the Wizards. John Wall's a beast. I
Yeah.
mean, just-
Dennis Schroeder's no slouch, though.
He's not, but John Walls plays at one speed, and at the same time, I feel like the bench on the Wizards is better than the ones on Atlanta. Just to be honest
I
with
agree.
you,
I agree, and Scott Brooks has done a good job.
he's
with
done a
that
great
team.
job. Yeah, Bradley Beal's looking good. He might get his contract this upcoming off season, so
Better get it.
you got to look for him.
I'll tell you something kind of interesting. When Scott Brooks left OKC, I was kind of thinking to myself, well, I don't really know how good of a move that is. I don't know how responsible he was for OKC's success, but now that he's left and he's doing this with the Wizards, and the Thunder fell off a cliff losing to Houston in 5 games, maybe the Thunder made the wrong decision in getting rid of Scott Brooks. And
Yeah, I didn't
replacing him with
understand
something
that
else.
That's
either.
fair to say.
Yeah, you never know.
So, Spurs, Grizzlies.
Oh, this has been a fun one.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
like this one.
Grizzlies, The Grizzlies made it tough for the Spurs, but in the end, the better team won.
Yeah.
Of course.
Also experience. Even though a lot of those, like Tim Duncan's gone, you still have Ginobili and Parker. So
And
it's
Kawhi, he's been there.
no, I know, but I'm
crazy
saying,
number.
Danny Green,
in terms
too.
of experience, So
Warriors, Trailblazers, a complete slaughter.
I feel bad for Lillard.
Portland
I feel
had
bad for
nothing.
Damian Lillard.
Yeah, that's
Portland had nothing in that series.
But you know what he said? He compared the Golden State Warriors to the Detroit Pistons when they, were on that streak back then in the 80s.
the bad boys.
The bad boys.
That's
Basically,
fair.
that's
See,
how
like
he, that's
he's
how he
loyal.
compared it.
Like you can't hate him for even if he was confident saying that they were going to win in 6 or whatever the situation was. What do you want him to say? Oh, we're probably going to lose. Like, no.
Yeah,
no,
of course, you got to
Exactly.
butter
so,
it up and make
so
it
that's
sound
why
like
I
you're
hate
gonna
when
win.
people attack people like that. Like, what do you want them to say? What do you want them to say?
I called this series Rockets in 5 over the Thunder.
Yes, you did.
I
What
called
did
it.
I say? I said 6. I gave.
You said
I
You
said
gave
6.
him
Okay.
And some people, and I think one of you guys picked the Thunder.
I
didn't
picked
you?
Thunder
We
in 7.
both picked
That
Thunder.
was-
Oh, you
that
both
was-
picked the Thunder.
I picked the
That was
Thunder in
crazy.
7.
I don't
That
know
was
how you guys
Yay,
said
we
that.
were right and you were wrong.
I already knew that anyway.
Oh wow.
The
Okay.
biggest,
I'm sorry.
the biggest upset, as far as I'm concerned, Jazz Clippers. The Jazz have a chance to close out the Clippers tonight.
Joe Johnson.
am
Joe
very
Johnson.
surprised.
That's who you got to talk about
Yes.
right now. Joe Johnson's been on fire.
Former net Joe Johnson.
It's just
He turned out all right, don't you think?
Just a little bit.
And he's coming off the bench too,
exactly
averaging 19.
That's what
Like,
you
come
need.
on, man.
That's what you
ridiculous.
need. George Hill. You got George Hill, Gordon Hayward,
And the
Rudy
Clippers are
Gobert.
falling
Even
off.
what's his name? Boris Diaw. Boris Diaw too.
He's still playing good.
Yeah.
Boris Diaw's
I like
playing
Rodney Hood as well. He's been playing clutch in moments. I'm not gonna lie. He's been playing really good.
And
Rudy
even
Gobert on
Dante
defense,
Dante
too.
Exum off the bench.
Exum is
You know,
looking
it's-
good.
I'll tell you, if the Clippers lose this series, expect massive changes.
Doc
Yeah.
needs
Do
to
you
step
think
away
they're gonna
from being
blow it up?
president.
Yes, they will blow it up. I don't know exactly what they'll do, but they'll blow it up.
Don't you think Doc should step down from being vice
DeAndre
president?
Jordan to the
Yes.
Knicks.
He should just be a
Yes,
coach.
Brandon,
I mean, he's
do.
not making any good deals. I mean, the guys he's been getting haven't
Biggest
been
move is bringing
reliable.
his son in. Can you say nepotism?
Oh gosh,
Nepotism.
that didn't make any sense.
Let's do a quick bottom of the ninth. We got about a minute left. Brandon, we'll start with you.
Well, just watching the rest of the playoffs. That's pretty much it for me, guys.
All right, fair enough. Dominic?
Yeah, I'm gonna give a shout out to the draft again tonight. Rounds 2 and 3. Get it done, Jets. Get it right.
Eric?
Yankees are looking good. The pitching is actually coming around. I expect big things so far.
Yep, I gotta tell you, Yankees, really big surprise to me so far. Haven't watched as much of them as I should have, but boy, oh boy, are they doing well. Eleanor?
I just want to give a shout out to Marc-Andre Fleury for setting a new Penguins franchise record for playoff wins with 57.
Did he break Barraso's
Yep.
record?
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't notice that. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Boo-hoo, it's the
I want to
Penguins.
talk about my biggest sleeper in the draft, and that is Brad Kea, quarterback out of Miami of Florida. He should not start right away. He does not have that potential. But if a team gives him the right time to marinate, and if he gets into the right system, watch out.
You know
He'll
who
be a
that
good
team
player.
is?
What team is that?
New Orleans.
I could see it. All right.
That's not
You
crazy.
heard it here first.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good landing
That's
spot
what
for
Drew
him.
Brees, getting older now.
Absolutely.
Better
So
player
we
for
can
the
sit
future.
and learn
Great
behind the best.
quarterback to
Yeah.
learn from, yeah.
Looks like we are bad out of time here on Beyond the Game. For Brandon Johnson, Dominic Arbolino, Eric Fischetti, and the true hockey maven, to hell with that other guy, Eleanor Chompy, I am Jacob Valk saying, if you don't have a bad back by the time you're 60, then you haven't done anything in your life.